Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Bastian Weekly, your source for information on roles we're recruiting, supply chain, tech, and just general recruitment as well. So just to start off with roles to highlight that we're working on at the moment, we've got a head of logistics role for a e-commerce company, roles based in Sydney. Their business headquarters is based in Singapore. If you've got a background in last mile fulfillment, e-commerce, and large bulk items, we'd love to talk to you about that. We're still looking for a PSO Director for a role based in Tokyo, supply chain software tech company headquartered in the US. Roles based in Tokyo must be fluent in both Japanese and English to be considered. We also have a marketing manager role for that same company based in Tokyo. So if you've got a B2B background in marketing, some experience with lead generation and demand management cycles, we'd love to talk to you there. We've got a senior consultant role in the order management space. This role is based in Singapore. It is also for a global leading supply chain software company. We've got a senior project manager in the logistics automation space. Role can be based in Sydney or Melbourne. That is for a APAC leading supply chain advisory business. We've got a senior consultant role either based in Ho Chi Minh City or Hanoi in Vietnam. So if you are Vietnamese or you're not a local but speak English and Vietnamese and have a background in consulting and research papers and market analysis around trends for specific economic sectors, we'd love to talk to you about that role. And we've also got a DC manager for New South Wales for a FMCG company. This business is looking to move into a new purpose-built 73,000 square meter facility at the beginning of 2024. And we're looking for someone who's got a background in site relocation as well as working with some advanced automation. So if you're a DCM with some site relocation experience and some good automation knowledge and hands-on working experience, we'd love to talk to you about that role. Now, just the only thing I wanted to highlight in recruitment, I read a report the other day that one of the unions here locally in Australia, the CMFEU Union, has won the right for unions to be involved in recruitment processes moving forward. The details were a little unclear as to what that means. I'm not sure if it's per industry sector or vertical, or if it's just that union specific, but it was something just to highlight because they were talking specifically about the conversion from temp labor to perm labor. And in a unionized environment and a unionized site, the union has apparently now won the right to be involved in the criteria selection and hiring process for those temp to perm roles. That potentially, my mind instantly goes to unionized environments in supply chain and adding an additional layer of complication into the already difficult labor market in supply chain and logistics here in this country. So something just to kind of keep an eye on. On the supply chain and tech side, just a couple of things I wanted to mention. There was a report into today's press about Indonesia looking to make or to create an OPEC-style cartel for battery metals here in the region in APAC, specifically due to the surge and continued demand surge in the need for electric vehicles. So certainly something to keep an eye on just in terms of raw material supply chain security, and just generally what that impact will have around the commodity space, not only domestically and regionally, but also globally. And then the other thing I wanted to quickly mention was there was a report in the AFR today around big tech companies like WiseTech, Canva, Airwallex, and Atlassian investing heavily in education and tech to combat some of the talent shortages in tech that we're experiencing here locally in Australia. So I do think that's another example of the continued boom for tech skills and for people working within the technology and software space. So hopefully that investment from these companies will have an impact. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see if it does actually, filter down to the available talent and the right talent. But, certainly a good sign from an economy and from a talent perspective that the big companies are starting to invest to try to bring more talent into the space. So that's all we've got really to share today. If you have any questions or concerns, reach out. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care. Cheers.